So Michael, how has instructional design changed in the last 10 years? Maybe say since like 2015. And
hmm
the reason why I'm asking it is because I've seen a lot of teacher struggles too in their, technological proficiency,
hmm
even within the fact that it's 2025 now. And, I want to hear from you, how did you do the change management, and then what was changing, and how does it like for you to lead education technology?
Yeah. So 2015, I was building MOOCs courses, mostly helping faculty with tools in ed tech. I can remember back then thinking, well, I think a big thing that has changed is more toward UI, UX, and learner experience design, where people today, not that that we weren't thinking about it, but it's just those fields have just gotten more advanced and more sophisticated, and there's a lot more in the learning experience design. So creating learner-centered experiences is happening more and more, Mobile, a huge change, having stuff on mobile. And probably I always used to design for the web on, a monitor first, and then as well as a lot of other people. A monitor first, you design your experience, and then you worry or think about making it into mobile. And then one day, maybe, 5 or 6 years ago, I had this, huge um, change of thought. I've learned from a lot of people who are like, you should probably design for mobile first, and then expand. It's easier to expand it out to other devices if it's responsive and looks right and is accessible on mobile. So think of your design and design for mobile, and then expand from there. And that was a big change for me, because going the other way, you always run into problems when it gets to mobile and responsive, and it just doesn't look right. And so many people are now consuming content on mobile devices that, you should start by building a mobile site first. So the mobile explosion led to a lot more micro learning, because a lot of people are learning on their devices. So, hence the need for very specific, focused informational content that people can consume in smaller chunks while they're taking the subway or on the bus or waiting for something, because people are consuming more content on their phones. So it has to look right, it has to behave correctly. So micro learning is a lot more than I used to think about. In terms of video, I think Zoom just changed everything. I was there to watch Zoom go from a smaller company to in my opinion, they just met the needs of the world like pretty well. The world changed. Everybody had to go on Zoom, and I have nothing against other video conferencing tools that I use, but Zoom seemed to just pick up the slack and say, we can do this for everyone. And they did. And it then changed everything about course design, because it became so much easier to integrate a synchronous session into a course via Zoom. So it was a big game changer. Video, recording video, having live conferences, all that's new, and much more prominent now. And AI, of course, and adaptive learning, I think, is a big change. People are building adaptive learning paths for people, so they're going in a direction based on what they're getting right and getting incorrect, and it's giving feedback, and it's changing what it's giving you next. That was very almost primitive 10 years ago. It was there, but it had to be really programmed heavily, and there was a lot of work that went into adaptive learning. Now it seems like it's getting easier and easier to do. So even in 10 years, I've seen a lot of change in LMSs, in course design, in mobile, micro learning, UX, UI, learning design. It's all kind of changing, and in my opinion, getting a lot better. So